Good morning and welcome back to Cold Lake, Alberta, friends. I'm Tyson Dolany. This is Dolany TV live from rink number 2 here in the beautiful Cold Lake Energy Center as we get set for an early puck drop. All right, you can see it on my face. I'm hurting this morning. I imagine you're doing just the same, tuning into this hockey game bright and early. But for everybody who's made it down and for everybody watching back home, we'll get through it together and we'll make sure to make sure you're covered off. Like I said, I'm tired. We're going to try our best. It's been 3 straight nights of getting to bed at midnight and getting out of bed at 6 o'clock in the morning, if not sooner. So bear with me this morning. At least a little bit of familiarity, and the beautiful part for that, welcome back to the live stream if you're tuning in from St. Albertan area. And, I guess kind of a welcome back as well. Last year, Beaverlodge was here. I'm really not sure how the Calgary Inferno factor into things, being that they're the Blaze this year. I don't think they had that on the end of their name last year, so we will just kind of disregard that. But one of the teams that I do know is returning this year for us here in Cold Lake. My first chance to see the Beaverlodge Blades here this tournament so far. They have had one game over next door. I believe they played the Lakeland Jaguars. But great to obviously see the Beaverlodge Blades back here from up north in northwestern Alberta. And I want to give a shout out. I won't mention too many names, but a big shout out to Dennis up in Beaverlodge, giving me the information back on March 11th that Beaverlodge had clinched the banner back then. So another year, another tournament here in Cold Lake for Beaverlodge, and thank you to everybody making the trip down here again. And of course to St. Albert, welcome back to the stream this morning. Welcome back to Cold Lake, and thank you for being here as well. Really appreciate everybody tuning in. Last night's streams were absolutely incredible and made me feel dang special, let me tell you that much. So let's go run it back. Round 2. We are just about 10, 15, nope, let me do some math here. Like I said, a little tired this morning. 5 to 10 minutes away from warm-ups. We'll get that going, and then we'll get rolling for this morning's games. We'll talk to you here in a few moments' time. But before then, we will roll our sponsors. Of course, our presenting sponsor over here on Rink 2 this tournament is Radon Care. I just want to, before we roll the ad and give you the full information, Andrew and the team doing a fantastic job at mitigating radon issues across the province of Alberta. And I just want to say, definitely, if you get a chance, go check out radoncare.ca sometime this weekend and get a little education and then make an educated decision on testing your house for radon exposure. All right, Logan, if you want to run the ads there, we will get things going. And we'll be right back to action here in Cold Lake in a few minutes' time. Thank you for tuning in this morning. I look forward to getting underway here in a minute. I'm Tyson Dolany here for Radon Care Measurement and Mitigation, just to talk to you about radon exposure here in Alberta. Over the past year, Health Canada has sent out pamphlets to Albertan residences encouraging homeowners to test their houses for potential radon exposure. Today I want to tell you a little bit about what Radon Care can do for you in that process. Radon Care is a C-NRPP certified radon measurement and mitigation company, and if you visit radoncare.ca, they have an array of testing options to let you figure out if indeed you have a radon issue within your house. And if you do, Radon Care is also a certified mitigation specialist for radon. And the benefit there is, guess what? Any home can be fixed. So my friends, when you're talking radon next, whether it be at the dinner table, whether you're on radoncare.ca later today, tell them Tyson Dolany sent you from Dolany TV. And thanks for tuning in this weekend to the U18 Female B Hockey Alberta Provincial Championships live from Cold Lake. shot, shovels it home, scores!
Dolany TV is proud to present, in association with the Oilers Fanatic and Gillis TV, the U18 Female B Hockey Alberta Provincial Championships. Live from Cold Lake, Alberta.
What an effort by Faith Donovan to finish that one off. Around the defender below.
Now live with the call for today's game on Rink 2. Tyson Dolany, Patrick Phillips, and Brandon Gillis.
And a big welcome into Cold Lake, Alberta, friends. I'm Tyson Dolany as we get set for this one. The team's just hitting the ice for warm-up here in rink number 2. Well, we're high atop, but it's the Beaverlodge Blades and the St. Albert Rush. Game 2 for each team here in this tournament this weekend. And obviously Beaverlodge and St. Albert both looking for a better result than last game for each of them. I believe Beaverlodge falling 5-0 to the Lakeland Jaguars yesterday, and the St. Albert Rush finishing up an 8-1 final for the Battle River Knights. So both teams looking for their first win of the tournament this morning, and of course it's April Fool's, but this ain't no joke. We got a hockey game at 8:15 in the morning. This is about as get back to normal as you possibly can with the good old provincials tournaments. Obviously, we're used to 8 a.m. starts here across the start of my career in the broadcasting world. In Junior B, we used to have some pretty rough starts in provincial tournaments. I remember back to 2014 up in Grand Prairie calling that tournament for the Cold Lake Ice, and let me tell you, that was a rough start that morning, but we battled through, and we'll do exactly the same dang thing here this morning for you, live from Cold Lake. As friends, welcome aboard. I just see everybody trickling into the comments section as well. Peter, good morning, and I'll try to make mention of everybody throughout this warm-up who trickles in this morning, but obviously it's going to be a kind of, maybe, I don't know what to expect, honestly, right? Last year we started about 9 o'clock in the morning, so it'll be interesting to see what these two teams feature for us at an 8 a.m. puck drop, well, 8:15, but nonetheless. I'll take a brief moment here. Obviously, I'm a little familiar with the St. Albert Rush lineup from last night's game here on Rink 2. And to be honest with you, a little familiar with Beaverlodge Blades lineup too. I had most of these players over here last year for about, I want to say I had all 3 games here on Rink 2. So we'll see who was all returning from last year. And you might have heard a name there in the intro video that we played here on the broadcast from your Beaverlodge Blades as well. We'll start with the St. Albert Rush, though, as number 2 wearing the yellow sweaters this morning. Lana Bressler, number 4, Shaylin Russell, number 5, Marissa Albert, number 6, Taylor Newman, number 7, Kayla Kluss, number 8, and with the goal last night for the St. Albert Rush, Peyton Fedorovich, number 9, Daisy Nielsen, number 10, Alita Moser, number 11, Tori Arcand, number 12, Taylor Makeff, number 14, Zoe Bradley, number 15, Grace DeGur, number 16, Mackenzie Schellenberg, number 17, Jada Hole, and number 18, Sydney Jennings. We've got 3 players left. Number 19, Shiloh Brochu, and number 20, Pissam Yellowbird, number 31, Amelia Stewart, who had yes, the score was 8-1 last night for the Battle River Knights, but a fantastic effort all around from Amelia Stewart in net for the St. Albert Rush. You have to look no further than the highlights of the Saray Thompson breakaways to see the effort that Amelia Stewart turned in last night. An absolute brilliant couple of stops on a couple of great breakaways for the Battle River Knights. Now, the Beaverlodge Blades, like I said, I'm familiar with some of these names on the roster from last year. I won't try and mention who because that's usually where I make a fool of myself, but we'll go starting off with number 2, Finley Weiss, number 5, Madison House, number 6, number 6, but I want to say she's actually wearing number 16 from what actually wearing number 6, okay. Haley Rodriguez, yep, number 6, Haley Rodriguez, that's of course who I mentioned right off the top there. Bradley Fisher, number 7. Number 8, Emmeline McGladdery. Number 10, Cheyenne Jones. Number 11, Ellie Friesen. Number 12, Kiana Ehrenberg. Number 13, Rose Patershuk. Number 14, Maria Desjardins. Number 17, Hannah McGladdery. Number 18, Alyssa Horseman. Number 19, Taryn Regan, as we're just trying to make sure the camera's on Beaverlodge here. Number 21, Violet Patershuk. Number 22, Jada Horseman. Number 23, Lindley Harper. And number 30, Natalie Georgeson. And number 31, Shay Line, who, if memory serves, had a couple of great games here last year. So if you don't know much about the broadcast here, I think Beaverlodge would remember a little bit about me. But St. Albert, if you didn't catch the game yesterday and didn't get a chance to get familiar, is I love when both teams go out there and give it their all. And obviously, too, that starts in the net minding position, and you'll hear me give a lot of love to the goaltenders throughout the broadcast, because that's kind of what it comes down to in the goaltending department, and obviously in the tournament department, is who makes the most stops down the stretch in the Friday, Saturday, Sunday games. So you'll see me, and obviously too, when there's only one player to remember in that position, it usually is a pretty good little crutch to stand on to make sure I'm at least announcing one name per side. So we've got both teams huddling up here at the benches as we get set for this 8:15 puck drop live from Cold Lake. Again, I'm Tyson Olney. Welcome into Cold Lake, Alberta. It's the Cold Lake Energy Center, Rink 2 here live as we get set for this one. And this is one of those moments, again, if you didn't hear me mention it last night, it gets extremely quiet in the rink and makes me feel like I'm the only one saying a word. So that's an interesting go, but we are going to break off and go to the nets here for the team cheers, and we will get ready for this one between Beaverlodge and St. Albert this morning. I got to remember, I got to have both sides of my program open, because I did, actually I can probably do that and this and be good to go either way, as St. Albert's actually on the right side of the program, so I will be able to hold it with my hand and do it the right way. I don't know, you know, it's a mess. If you watched the game last night, a little scrambled up. The prep work that went into the rosters from my side this weekend, not so good, but obviously everything else looking like a $1,000,000 in my opinion, and that's the nice part, is we spent a lot of time making sure when we ran this tournament back this year, we were going to do a dang good job of it. And from everything I saw in the opening ceremonies by the crew and cast that put that on, I think we've got ourselves a special weekend happening. And I just, before puck drop here, to those of you tuning in for the first time this weekend, I want to give a big shout out to the host committee and all the volunteers that have made this happen. Obviously fantastic that we get to have it for a second year in a row, and really dang special that I get to be here for another year. So just want to make sure I'm mentioning that this morning to start off this game, and we will have the face-off at center ice here in a brief moment to get things going. The referees and linesmen ready to rock and roll for this game, and we'll have just a quick discussion, shake of the hands with the coaches and everybody involved on the benches here for, I believe, Beaverlodge, of course, right there, St. Albert right there. They'll come on down the other side and get going here in a matter of moments. But good morning. It's April Fool's, April 1st, and it ain't no joke. We've got an 8:15 puck drop. Although we've ran, oh man, we're going to miss about 3 minutes of sleeping in our cars here. We're already 3 minutes late here this morning, so we are ready to rock and roll. Though the benches to make some noise, and we are ready for puck drop here. As it'll be Emmeline McGladdery against Peyton Fedorovich in the face-off dot. The opposing number 8s take the draw, and it's won back by the St. Albert Rush, and they're the puck moving right away, trying to get it out of their own end already. Jennings will fire it up the middle. That one misses Fedorovich's stick. It's back onto the tape of the Beaverlodge Blades. They'll transition through the middle. Is the shot coming? No, it'll be dropped on back and then fired wide there by Maria Desjardins. Shot comes from the outside, tipped in front, and Emmeline McGladdery will get on the board just like that. 24 seconds into the game. The shot from the outside, tipped in front and goes back of the net to begin this one. A 1-0 lead for the Beaverlodge Blades. Now there's a little transition play there. Drop pass, back for the shot, goes wide. Good support on the boards and back of the net. As I think we can cue up that replay there here in just a second for you. On the next whistle, we'll cue it up, as Logan's already done the work and chopped it up for us. But the referees, they keep this game moving, and here's Beaverlodge back off the face-off win into the offensive zone. They're looking to get back to the attack here. They'll fire it to the middle of the ice. It'll be stopped there on a block or a chip in front. And here's the shot. So that is the shot going wide, and then the shot from the outside tipped right there in front through the 5-hole and back of the net for the Beaverlodge Blades. So a hot start on a Saturday morning at 8:15. The St. Albert Rush will win the face-off here. Bressler will play it up the boards as it's missed there by one of the players. I think that was Yellowbird missing that one there. That allows the Beaverlodge Blades to get back to it. And another tip play on a point shot. And Beaverlodge will see Amelia Stewart make the save on that one, however. And they'll get back to the attack here as they win a board battle. Play it to the front. It'll go miss absolutely everybody and go back into the neutral zone where Beaverlodge has it here. They'll push it off the boards and try to get it going back into the St. Albert Rush zone. St. Albert, though, standing tall at the blue line, retrieving the puck around the near side dot, getting it up the ice and throwing it back down off a stick into, nope, that was not off stick, pardon me, into the Beaverlodge zone for an icing call. 18:43 to go here in this first period. That would remind me to get the scoreboard up for you this morning and get this figured out to a 1-0 lead for the Beaverlodge Blades. There we go. We like it, and we'll get that going as a shot to the side of the net here off the face-off. Scrambling around, Amelia Stewart's lost her stick, but that allows her to have two hands to put down on the puck, and that's exactly what she does to stop that one there. And we are moving along here to begin this game as Amelia Stewart engaged early. Trying to see who's in net for Beaverlodge here, if I can just distract away from the play. I believe it's Natalie Georgeson in net for Beaverlodge. The shot's fired down there by Beaverlodge, but they can't get it going. The Blades to the attack early on. Here's the shot from the point, loading up, blocked there on the way to the net, and St. Albert will pick it up, fire it around the boards. The Rush looking to transition out of their zone. The shot comes, another block in front, another misdirection. And a good opportunity on net there for Rose Pattershuk, but stopped again by Stewart, who kind of did this last game, was just a couple of shots, get engaged, and then steady Eddie the rest of the way home. So we'll see if that ends up being the case again. And there we go. For the first time this morning, we've got the music rocking during the game. And we'll see if the issue from yesterday remains. We had a couple of times where the music kept playing, and that's a heck of a point shot right there for the Blades. Again, another stop for Stewart, and the Blades will get it back to the middle of the ice. Shot comes in, and Stewart on the point shot that drifts all the way over, makes the save, and that will be another stoppage in play here early on in this first period. We're only just over 2:09 in, and I don't think we caught that, but a little dancing at the blue line there for the Blades. As the Blades will go win the face-off. Rodrigue will play this one down around the boards. House sees it go to McGladdery, and now coming back to the point, the shot ripped, shot off of the leg of House, and the Blades will look to get it back to the blue line. Rodrigue will play it down low. It'll come around to House, she'll miss it there, and the Rush will pick up the puck and look to get this one out. They'll get it back to the blue line, cut off there by Bradley Fisher, who will get it down low into the goal line area there for the Rush. They picked it up. House cuts it off, though, fires it in front. The Rush there will cut it off in turn and chip down the length of the ice. And here comes Brochu trying to skate into it. It's an icing call, and Brochu realized it just after crossing the blue line, held up. And that will be another whistle and a face-off in the St. Albert end here early in this first period of play. Player checking in on Stewart as they get set to take the face off here. It'll be one back by the Blades, and they'll go to the near side dot as that one will be fired again and blocked in front. St. Albert, to their credit, they've had 3 or 4 big blocks here to begin this hockey game, and Kless will transition it back the other way. St. Albert will fire their first shot of the game in on number 30, so we've got confirmation it is Natalie Georgeson in net for the Blades this morning. 16:50 to go here in this first period of play. Fedorovich will take the face-off for St. Albert. She'll win it back, and Kless will get another chance to shoot off the pads. Dangerous bounce in front, and what a cash-in opportunity there for Nielsen, and she does it. It is a tie hockey game, one apiece. here early on in this morning, and that's kind of been the 2 goals we've gotten to watch St. Albert score so far this tournament. We'll cue up the replay, have been right there on the crease, and that one was just a nasty hop off the pad, and Nielsen's able to just bang it home right on the doorstep. Fedorovic kind of did that same thing in the blue paint yesterday. So that's kind of the key for success for St. Albert here early in the tournament. Get it to the blue paint and just bang it home. And we'll see if that continues here this morning, I guess. Normally everything yesterday was the afternoon. Now we're operating at 8:15 in the morning. It's going to take me some time to wake up, I promise you that. Rodrigo will pick it up in her own zone for the Blades. Of course, if you don't remember last year, she had a beautiful kind of rush end-to-end goal and one of those kind of Connor McDavid finishes. I remember being just blown away by that, and that's what that call right off the hop here on the intro is from. So definitely one of those things to remember from last year is the Blades trying to get it out of their own zone. St. Albert keeping it in here. They'll backhand it down low, but that'll find a Blade stick, and they'll be able to get skating on back the other way. We're now both fully awake, St. Albert and Beaverlodge, a goal aside, and engaged once again in a tie hockey game after scoring that goal St. Albert did just moments ago. This one back to the blue line. Kept in there by Beaverlodge. They'll play it around the blue line, or around the board, sorry. Like I said, it's early. And number 11, Ellie Friesen, will pick it up there for Beaverlodge. She fired the shot off of Fedorovic. They'll come back to the middle, and St. Albert looking to clear this one here. McGladdery will fire it down, and that'll be all the way into the corner again for St. Albert. Again, if you remember from watching last year or remembering last game, you would know that those corners are kind of nasty from our broadcast angle. And if you think it's bad on the camera, just imagine how bad it is for me up here in the broadcast location, as this one will be fired back out of the Blades zone. Picked up there by House. She'll come racing up the ice. She's on the outside looking to get it to the middle. It goes off the back of the net, off the end boards. And the Rush are going to be able to get it back in behind their net. They'll fire it to the far side boards. Comes now to the near side boards as it misses everybody. Yellowbird will slap it down the ice. Not a bad play there. It's an icing call, but it gets the pressure taken off for the time being, and the Rush will get a line change here early on in this one. And I think they kind of are a little bit more aware of the volume issues we were having yesterday. Only ended up with 2 copyright claims on the stream, so not a bad situation overall, to be honest with you, to start this tournament. And those are easily taken care of. As long as we don't get strikes, we're good. As that one deflected in front on the point shot face-off win, and now this one will be worked out by St. Albert. In pursuit is Yellowbird. She can't get there, and that'll allow the Blades to go back the other way. We're coming back to the defensive side, Bradley, and the shot comes to the middle. McGladdery makes the save. Rebound in front. Shot, save, and what a diving effort by Amelia Stewart. We've got a penalty coming up for body contact, but that was save of the tournament for me so far. Stewart diving across and robbing St. Albert there. And who did she get a hold of there? Yeah, let's watch the replay one more time here, as that one comes off, and we'll cue it up here. That's a shot there. Oh, that's the goal from earlier. Hold on. Let's try and cue this up. Let's cue that. Yeah, that's, I don't know why it's not taking it here, as this one's right there. And I'm not sure I can see a number there. Didn't see it live, but Amelia Stewart, sorry, I think that's number 5, Madison House, that got absolutely robbed there by Amelia Stewart in net for the St. Albert Rush. And there we go, that's what I'm talking about, the audio playing during the game. Got a little thunderstruck rocking on the ice right now. 14 minutes to go. The Beaverlodge Blades to the power play here. And we will have another whistle here. And body contact or cross check coming up, I think is what I saw, to Haley Rodrigue of the Beaverlodge Blades. So there you go, back-to-back penalties, and we'll skate 4-on-4 for a minute 40 here in Cold Lake, as we are really off and running. Both teams with a goal, both teams giving up a goal. Obviously that's how it works both ways. And both teams taking a penalty here early on Saturday morning. Beaverlodge wins the face-off in their own zone. They will chip it out of the blue line, and picking it up there is Taryn Regan. She'll come skating down the ice and look to cut to the outside. She gets to the outside, Defenseman blows a tire. Bressler's down, still trying to get back into the play. Stewart chops it there with the blocker. Another shot, glove save, and Stewart will jump on it. And that puck was bouncing around. The referee blew the whistle, and I don't think there was ever full control there from Stewart, but give credit there enough. And we will have another stoppage with 13:27 to go. I'll tell you this much, for anyone that watched yesterday's streams, this is probably the slowest moving game to begin the tournament here on Rink 2 so far. Doesn't mean it hasn't been good though, and that's the beautiful part of it, as we have a lot of drama to begin this one. Obviously both teams scoring a goal and both teams taking the penalty, and a lot of intrigue happening early on in this one. And this will be back to the blue line for the Beaverlodge Blades. Back in near side boards now, picked up, shot fired, blocked in front. And the Blades will fire. Oh, short side shot off the side of the net on the shot from Weiss. Fired back in front, down and Otis Stewart. Chipped away in front by St. Albert. Point shot comes through. Stewart still down. And a couple of scrambles there in front. And still no puck in the back of the net. That one drifts off a stick off the side of the net to the near side now. Like I said, slow moving, but there's been a lot of action. As this one will be chipped there by Jennings to the far side corner. She'll get it up and out of the zone with 14 seconds to go in the penalty. And hold on, actually I might be confused here who's home and guest. We've both got dark colors here, so it is St. Albert that's the guest side this afternoon. I guess I should have figured that. As that will be chopped there by the Blades. They will try and play this one now on the power play for 12 seconds. This will be chopped out of the zone and back down into the Blades territory for just a brief moment. Picked up there by Maria Desjardins. She'll try and speed into the zone with it. She can't do it. The Blades looking to cut it off. Kluss across the blue line. She'll pick it up. Poked off her stick by McGladdery, and now back behind the net. Blades pick it up. They'll go to the far side. Out of the box now, Haley Rodrigue. Turned over in the high zone. Nielsen will fire the shot. She's already got a goal this morning. Shot, save in front, and again, one of those shots that St. Albert gets right into the blue paint, and they were right there on it. But a good stick at the last second. Here's Haley Rodrigue chipping to the outside, firing the shot wide. And that was two good back-to-back chances here. And now all of a sudden we're zipping along after those penalties came off the board. And you know what? It's been a doozy so far, a 1-1 hockey game to get things going. I guess get the blood flowing here early in the morning. And hey, you know what? When that's happening for me up here in the broadcast location as well, I don't mind that at all. Now in that corner, and this is the corner I absolutely can't see anything from, by the way. I hope you're seeing a bit more than I can back home, but somehow the Blades come up with it, and they'll be back the other way. Cutting into the zone, the shot fired. Fired wide there by Hannah McGladdery. Near side boards now, chopped out off the stick of Moser. And it'll come down to the near side. Yellowbird had a look at it, couldn't reach the stick out, and it'll come back the other way. Is picked up by Weiss. Weiss for the Beaverlodge Blades fires this shot right into the glove, scores! That one, I think Stewart thought she had it in the glove, but it actually ended up in the back of the net. I'm not sure if that was a delayed call or not, but let's cue that up and see what happened there one more time. As here comes Weiss down the wing, fires the shot short side. I'd need a bigger monitor to figure that one out, but I think it just kind of finds its way through Stewart, and it's a 2-1 lead for the Beaverlodge Blades. So you've already got on the board this morning twice, and back behind the goal line in the Blades zone now. They go. They'll picked up by Weiss there, scoring the goal just a moment ago. Fired out in the middle of the ice, cut off by St. Albert. They'll try and get it down low, and they'll skate around the defender. Goes back in behind the net. Picked up there by Arcan now for St. Albert. Fires the shot. Ooh, I didn't know where that one was hopping through the air to. I thought it was going to find it in the blue paint again. That's another one. Big save there for Natalie Georgeson as she just chops it away from the front of the net. And like I said earlier on, the most dangerous spot on the ice for this St. Albert Rush team is the crease. Both of their goals coming within about 5 feet of the net here so far in this tournament, but looks like we've got a penalty coming up here to the Blades. I believe for body contact, if I saw it from the officials, Alyssa Horseman going off to the box. So it'll be a face-off and a power play for Beaverlodge is the guest side. Scoreboard's kind of been wonky here this weekend. I'm really not sure if I'm keeping track properly, to be honest with you. So 2-1 the Blades lead. I guess I should update the score for you, to be honest with you. But St. Albert on the power play. There we go. Sorry, my apologies. Doing everything here in Cold Lake. We did have a bigger crew last night's game, so that is where we found ourselves, being able to maybe keep the score a little more up to date. If you watched last year, you would know that was not a strength of mine, and I will gladly admit it to you, and hoping to be better this year. Face-off win for the Blades. They will get it back across to Haley Rodriguez. She'll fire the shot. Knocked down by Stewart off the glove, back behind the net. Jennings battling there for the rush. They're trying to get to the attack here, and this is kind of the report I got from Patrick Phillips over on Rink 1 yesterday between the Blades and Jaguars, is that the Blades were an absolute dynamo team on the penalty kill. And you look at this, dictating the pace of play here on this power play. Oh, sorry, we're 4-4. I missed that. I wasn't counting players on the ice for St. Albert. I thought they were still on the power play. What time is it? It is 8:36. Okay, it's 8:36. I'm usually not on the bed on a Saturday yet, so I'll brush that one off and use that excuse this morning. I might use it 5 or 6 more times. You bear with me, but we'll get through it, like I said, right off the pregame. Albert skating it out here for the rush. She'll get it to the middle for Fedorovich. Comes now to the near side. 8:43 to go here in this first period of play. We're skating 4-on-4, for the next 50-ish seconds. Blades come up with it in their own end. They're going to cut around, and here's Weiss, who's made it a 2-1 game, to the near side. Now picked up there by the Blades. Fired on down to Stewart. She'll cover up. We'll have a stoppage in play with 37 seconds to go in the 4-on-4. I'm still laughing about not realizing it was 4-on-4. I don't even know when I missed that penalty, to be honest with you. Oh, and I was watching down there. I had my eyes on the whole thing. Yeah, no, I couldn't tell you. The face-off ensues. A little bit of chaos behind the rush net. Another tip play in front there for the Beaverlodge Blades, and then they try to push it to the short side backhand. Couldn't do it. Now a play to the middle of the ice. Goes through both the defenders, and it'll come on back down into the Blades zone. 7:58 remains here in this first period of play. Picked up by McGladdery. She'll come across the line for the Blades. She's got the other goal so far in this one for the Blades, as it'll be picked up now in their own zone by Bradley Fisher. Transition there by McGladdery up to Madison House. She'll carry across the blue line and come back to McGladdery over, and this will be the load up shot. Goes wide, but a good shooting location there for Alyssa Horseman. This one back to the blue line. Another look for the tip. Madison House on it after it deflects off of Stewart. Comes back to the middle. The rush will cut it off there. Brochu will play it out. And it comes now for the Blades at center ice. Russell chasing down, and we'll get a stick on it to send back the Blades attack for a brief moment. We're back to 5-on-5. And this one will be picked up now by Bradley Fisher, carried in. Sticking around everybody to the front of the net. Driving it right to the blue paint. A whack there. And the Blades can't solve Stewart right up tight. And this one will be cleared out by St. Albert following that good opportunity and down the length of the ice. It hits the corner for an icing call with 6:45 to go here in this first period of play. So, yeah, that was a little mad scramble and a good whack there by Ellie Friesen at the side of the net to try and stuff home the rebound off of Stewart's stick, but unable to do so. And like I said, you watched last night, Stewart had great save after great save in that one. The Battle River Knights were a lot to handle. Obviously, they scored 8 goals, but Stewart had a phenomenal game, stoning quite a few grade A chances and doing the same so far in this one. Back the other way off the stick there for Ellie Friesen. Goes now to the front of the net, blocked in front off of something. I might have hit Stewart. I'd have to catch the replay on that one. Of course, trying to look at the names at the same time is difficult. But this one's going to be worked out now. And I just noticed I've been calling a lot more last names for St. Albert as I'm getting a little bit more comfortable with how their names sit on their jerseys. So that's been something that I struggled with last game, and now all of a sudden much easier as Moser picks it up in the middle of the ice. Here's Tori Arcan driving across the blue line. They'll be cut off there for the Blades, and they will try and get back the other way, chipped along the back of the ice. Makef gets it in and does not force an icing. Sorry, I guess from the linesman yelling, no, 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 I should have been able to tell that that was not going to be an icing call. Again, I guess I don't know how much really picks up on the broadcast. I don't get enough time during the weekend to watch back and actually analyze what we're getting for audio on these streams. So definitely, hopefully you catch some of the stuff that's said down at ice level. I know you definitely catch the music, so I'd definitely love it if you can hear the officials and what they're yelling down there a little bit, or even just kind of the noise of it. As this one's worked out by the Blades, finds to the far side, cutting out wide to the middle, and it goes off of a stick in front there of Taryn Regan and now to the near side boards. The Rush and Blades were tied up there. It comes to the far side for Peyton Fedorovich. She'll get it down the boards, and the Rush will just fire it back in, and this is Schellenberg there, I believe. Mackenzie Schellenberg picking this one up. She'll chip it along the boards. I think she actually got the heart and hustle. You know, I'd write this all down, but I still haven't found a pen yet this weekend. But I think she got the heart and hustle last game out last night against Battle River, so look for her to be of note the rest of the way home in this one as well, as this comes around off the boards. It's a 2-1 score for the Beaverlodge Blades. That one fired wide off the boards. And it comes back to the point, and here come the Blades back the other way, getting back into the defensive position is Schellenberg, and a good defensive back check there from Plus as well. And that'll prevent a good look for the Beaverlodge Blades. They'll get it back to the point, however. They're looking to get a shot on net. They've been dangerous with those point shots here early on. Fedorovich has a chance to chop. Shot comes in from McGladdery. Big save for Stewart. Rebound just goes wide of the post. And the Blades will reload and get it back to the point. This one tipped on down, and that will go back for Madison House in behind the net. That's kind of been the, I guess we've figured out the games for the Blades and the Rush here in this one. The Rush, if they get it within 5 feet of the net, look out. If the Blades get that point shot through and they've got somebody standing in front, look out. But that is an offside at the blue line. That one just hopped the line for a brief second, and the Blades are forced to reset outside of the zone. That's kind of the nice part about doing this tournament the way we do it. And obviously we'll get to see the St. Albert Rush one more time today. Don't you worry, we've got all 3 games. I think, like I said, I think I had Beaverlodge here last year for all 3, and this year we get St. Albert for all 3 on this side. So kind of how it works out. One team will play, or 2 teams play 3 games on one rink, and Lakeland Jaguars, the host squad, playing on the other rink. As here's loading up the shot, the save from Stewart, the rebound, another denial, 3rd chance denied by the blocker. And Haley Rodrigue will pick it up at the blue line for the Blades. She'll fire the point shot through. It hits traffic, and Stewart again makes the save. And like I said right off the top, friends, I am at this tournament, at any tournament of any level, I love a good performance from the goaltenders. And Amelia Stewart's impressed the heck out of me so far this weekend here in net for the St. Albert Rush. Face off here for the Beaverlodge Blades. It'll hop the stick of Rodrigue and go all the way back down into the Blades zone. This one will be chipped off the boards. Worked back the other way and picked up there for Beaverlodge, and that's a little bit of contact there from Russell. She's coming speeding back defensively, and a little miscue at the blue line leads to a bit of contact, but all's good to go, incidental as it might be. And that's kind of the weird part that I learned last year, is the incidental contact, they're not going to call it, but when it's more purposeful, they'll call it, and that's kind of, I guess, the judgment call of the referees. This one will be fired back the other way. No harm, no foul on that one, and we're still skating 5-on-5 for the next 2:23, hopefully, here in this first period. 2-1 the lead for the Beaverlodge Blades. Trust me, I'm already waiting to sit down. My feet are killing me. I yes, I could say I'm getting to be that age where body's starting to fall apart a little bit, and I had to get custom orthotics here recently, and just starting to break them in. I got them on Monday, so it's only Saturday. It's been a long week, but not long enough to break in the orthotics yet. So we'll hopefully maybe have them broken in after standing on my feet for about 9 hours today and another 9 hours tomorrow here in Cold Lake. $1:46 to go in this first period of play. The puck's directed in on net on Stewart. She'll cover up for a whistle, and we'll have another stoppage in play. Like I said, you'll get to know me pretty well during the course of the weekend. I think St. Albert, you got to know me pretty well last night. And Beaverlodge, to those of you tuning back in from last year, I think we got to know each other pretty well as well. So looking forward to doing more of the same this year round. The puck won back by the Blades. It'll be chopped up and out of play. And there's netting on that side, but that was a clean break for that puck. Right down the netting, right out of play, in back on the backside of the rink here in Cold Lake. This is rink 2, by the way. If you haven't had a chance to tune into the Cold Lake Ice TV live streams with Patrick Phillips over on Imperial Place Arena Ice, definitely make sure to do that at some point this weekend. Shot fired wide, Beaverlodge. I know you've gotten the chance. St. Albert, I encourage you to get that done at some point when you're waiting for your squad to get back on the ice later today. Definitely get it done at some point today and check it out. Of course, I would issue as well our best barometer of success here on the live streams. That's Madison House, cuts to the middle. She is going to go for a skate. Big save there, and that's more of the same from Amelia Stewart, standing tall in net and making the save on another great break for an opposing player. We saw a lot of that against Battle River, and look at that. Amelia Stewart just swallows that puck up and makes the save. Peyton Fedorovich drawing in for the face-off here for St. Albert. Face-off's down, and the monitor's in the way this time. Haven't had that much of a problem with it so far, Logan, but I guess this time I somehow tripped up on the cords and couldn't see over top of the monitor. Logan, of course, doing a fantastic job on the replays for us all weekend long here in Cold Lake. And I can say all weekend long because, as promised, we'll get to kind of what's the situation here going into Sunday. But we got the result we needed last night up in Whitecourt, so we get to do this all weekend long here in Cold Lake. That is absolutely fantastic. Lit me up. And here is Kluss carrying it ahead for St. Albert. And Fedorovich chasing it down. DeGur at the blue line there. Picked up now by St. Albert once again to the near side for Daisy Nielsen. She will get into the corner. It goes off her stick. Now back to the near side boards. Picked up by Kayla Kluss. She sees it go off of somebody in front, in behind the Blades net. And that should pretty much do it. Yep, the time will bleed off the clock. That will do it for the first period of play. It's a 2-1 score after 1 period of play here for Beaverlodge. And another solid period for both squads, and low scoring affair after 1 period of play. And we're rocking and rolling into the intermission now as we will take a 15-minute break. That's what I was trying to figure out last game out, is if it was a 15-minute break or if it's an actual true 20 or 18 like we get in the NHL. And we got it figured out at 15 aside. So friends, I'm Tyson Olney. I'm going to step aside for a moment here to go run and take a break, and we'll get back to action here in a minute. All right, friends, we're just about ready for action here in Cold Lake for period number 2. Part of the weekend too, being back home is visiting and catching up with the people that matter most to you, and I got a just great chance here to catch up with some phenomenal folks that treated me very, very well in my time in St. Paul back in the day when I was covering Junior Bs, so I definitely took the intermission to make sure I covered that off. Yeah, you definitely do. But we'll get back to action here in a matter of moments. Friends, I didn't get a chance to run the ad. We'll run it twice next intermission, I promise you that much. But if you've watched any of the streams here this weekend, you know the presenting sponsor here on rink number 2, up there on the scoreboard even, is Radon Care. Of course, a local Alberta business mitigating and measuring radon levels within homes in this great province of Alberta. What I want to tell you is you need to visit radoncare.ca. I want you to get some education. I want you to look at testing options for your house. The Health Canada is heavily pushing that you get your house tested for radon exposure. It is the second leading cause of lung cancer, I believe. I think it is the leading cause of lung cancer for non-smokers here in Canada. So make sure to get educated. And with that, we'll take the face-off for period number 2, and we'll get back to hockey here. The puck worked into St. Albert's zone. The Blades on the attack here within the first 10 seconds. Off to the far side is Daisy Nielsen trying to chop it out. She can't get it past. Oh, who is that? I've already forgotten. Bradley Fisher. I wanted to say Fisher, but I didn't want to be wrong. Nielsen still battling Fisher there along the far side boards as both teams look to control this puck. St. Albert working it out from in front of their own net and now to the near side boards. Battle there along where I can't see anything. It'll be worked out down the ice, and the linesman doesn't have his arm up. And that puck is literally going to die right before the line anyway. Never would have even mattered as the rush will get to the front of the net. Shot fired there on the pass to Fedorovich. Tripped up a couple times, and I know exactly what I'm supposed to be saying. That's my apologies. But Schellenberg will pick it up at her own blue line, back into the neutral zone, and now here for Hall, who will fire it back in onto the Beaverlodge half. This one picked up by Fisher. Puck work now to Rodrigue. She'll come along the near side and get up through the middle, and she's going for a skate. We've seen her do this last year, trying to drive to the middle, but that is some heavy defense there from Hall to prevent Haley Rodrigue from getting to the front of the net. The shot coming down, tipped in front on the way, but that one skirts wide this time, and we will see the puck come to the near side boards. I honestly can't see anything. I've told you that a million times this game, but my cameraman Brandon's here telling me the exact same thing. He can't see nothing. That puck finally comes free though, back to the blue line. Shots coming, loaded up, blocked in front. A heck of a block in front there, I believe, by Schellenberg, I want to say. I should really try and memorize a little bit of helmets as well. They all have a little bit different variations on their helmets. And by game 3, I think I'll be able to tell the St. Albert Rush by their helmets. That puck now back into the St. Albert zone following the whistle. And it looks like we just had a brief moment of buffering there. Apologies on our end. We are streaming 2 hockey games on the same Wi-Fi connection. Cold Lake's got great Wi-Fi in the rink, but I will tell you, even still, it's kind of hard to do that in HD twice over. And we're going to cut down below the goal line there for a brief second. Now worked out to the front of the net for the Rush. Worked there by number 4, Shaylin Russ. Sorry, that's number 2, Lana Bressler. I was looking for a 3, and I knew there wasn't one, as this one's worked in front by the Blades. It'll go to the far side boards. Picked up now by Albert. Marissa Albert loading up, trying to get through the neutral zone. That one skirts away from the Rush on the attack. Brochu just couldn't handle it, and back into possession for Jennings in her own zone. Rush will load up again. Here's Marissa Albert trying to get free once more. Emmeline McGlattery will cut that off this time and start cutting back the other way. She's to the open ice. The shot fired wide. 17:08 to go here in this second period. Still a 2-1 score as we are just barely underway, and we're already 3 minutes in. I was talking about that first period going by slowly, but now all of a sudden this one picking up and going for a little bit of a ride here to begin this second period of play. Shot fired off the boards on the attempted clear there by St. Albert. they can't get it out. And the Rush will look to reload as it bounces off the back of the net. It had confused everybody but the defender coming up with the puck. It'll come back to the blue line. This one will tie up there. Albert's trying to find it. She'll fall to the ice. So will the 11-4 Beaverlodge, Ellie Friesen. They'll both go off in different directions, and the St. Albert Rush will pick it up in behind their own net, fire it up off the netting, and that's Albert going down again. I've seen a couple of players here in these two games, just when they lose an edge on the ice, they seem to fall once or twice more. I don't know what's fully going on there, and it's not the same player over and over again, so I'm wondering if there's something going on potentially with the ice conditions a little bit here. I honestly have never gotten a full report. I've watched 10 years in this rink, but never gotten a full report on how preferred the ice is compared to anywhere else. So normally when that would happen, they kind of give you, oh, well, that tends to happen early on Saturday or something like that, but honestly couldn't tell you. I haven't watched enough games of hockey given other times. St. Albert, though, a good cutoff in front of their own net. They're able to transition up out of the zone. They're going to get rolling down the ice. Here's Makef coming down. She's unable to get rolling through the zone, so she'll dump it around the boards to Tori Orkan. She'll get it to the far side boards and try to chip it there. DeGur will play it back into the zone. She'll retreat on defense as she'll get back into position. Grace DeGur trying to slow down the attack, and she'll do it to allow Russell to seal off the play. Here's Grace DeGur with the puck again. She'll go in behind, puck played right in front for the Beaverlodge Blades. Fired on the backhand, and that tucks inside the post for Hannah McGlattery with 15:24 to go here in this second period of play. And the lead is now 2 for the Beaverlodge Blades, a 3-1 score. And look at me, I updated the score right away, and here's the shot. Hannah McGlattery just skirts that backhand home. All that time and space, puts it on net, beats Amelia Stewart on the backhand, and it will be a 3-1 score for Beaverlodge. This puck is played back to that near side board again. Now in behind, Hall will pick it up for St. Albert. Battling in there with Taryn Regan. Puck fired around to the near side boards, picked up for a moment here, chipped out now off of the legs, and Moser will come up with it after the chip. Coming back in, Haley Rodriguez picks it up in her own zone. Over to Fisher. And now picked up by Horseman. Well, this Horseman on the shot, she'll fire it out. And that's actually the first time I've heard the girls down on the ice cheering for each other and telling a little bit of direction. That was actually a brief moment of calm, and another backhand chip. And Amelia Stewart swallows it up once again, right back in it. And I guess we got a little bit of a report there in the intermission before I got chatting away with some old friends, but there were a couple St. Albert fans keeping track of shots, about 60 last game for Battle River, so keep that in mind. I was talking about 8 goals against Amelia Stewart and a fantastic effort in net. You put that in comparison, 8 goals on 60 shots-ish, that's a pretty fantastic night in net, I will tell you that. Coming back the other way, St. Albert transitioning through the zone to the far outside, rushing to the middle now, Fedorovich, the shot, fired, save made by Georgeson, and I would say that is her best save of the game so far, point blank on Fedorovich, who's already got one in the tournament. Fedorovich will once again pick it up, fire the shot, glove save Georgeson, and back-to-back shots, back-to-back saves for Natalie Georgeson here for Beaverlodge. 14:03, and I guess here we go. We've got the Cotton Eye Joe playing here in Cold Lake on the speakers in Rink 2. Cameraman Brandon yelling at me a little bit there. And that's the problem. We actually have to yell at each other if we want to hear each other. It's like, I'm waiting for you to break out and dance to this. Like I said, I'm wearing custom orthotics, but the drawback to that is these don't fit in any regular shoes. They only fit in my work boots, my steel toes. So if you see me around the rink at all this weekend, I mean, nice pants, nice top, and then I'm wearing these dusty old work boots that I wear on the construction site every day, but that'll put a little bit of a damper on the dancing this weekend, I'll tell you that much. St. Albert wins the faceoff. Another shot, Georgeson the save. And we'll have another stoppage in play almost immediately after the puck dropped. I think 2 seconds ticked off the clock there. And we'll reload to the left of Georgeson here in the Blade zone. Face-off, this time one back by McGladdery for the Blades. They'll come into the near side boards and all battle the monitor as Daisy Nielsen picks up the puck. Peyton Fedorovich now with it. She'll give it back to the point for Jennings. Jennings fires the shot. It goes through traffic but not on net, as Sydney Jennings couldn't direct that one through from the top of the zone. This one now picked up by Rodriguez. She'll go off the boards to Fisher and chipped out there. And now Fedorovich the shot! And another great look for Fedorovich, but another great save for Georgeson right there for the Blades. And this is all of a sudden a flurry of activity in the Blades zone for the St. Albert Rush. And they'll send over Marissa Albert, Brochu, Newman, Hall, and Schellenberg onto the ice on the line change to continue the great work from the other line. The face-off here, another win back for the Rush, but the Blades just got a handle on it to get it down the ice. Here's Schellenberg picking it up in her own zone. She'll flip around the boards and it'll be picked up there by the Blades for a brief moment before they fire a shot on net that goes up over top of Amelia Stewart. This one to the far side, the shot comes in, and that'll be fired once again up over top of the net on the deflection. This one to the short side, can't stuff it there. Stewart now to the far side of the crease, trying to find that puck, and the Rush able to come up with it here. And the Rush have had a heck of a response here over the past minute and a half, 2 minutes since the goal for the Blades. As this one will be picked up and carried ahead. Shot fired again up over top, so the Blades have gotten a couple of looks on net, but they need to bring it down about 3 or 4 feet, and they might hit the net here on this couple of sequences they've had. Shot blocked in front there by Hall. Picked around to the near side boards, 12:29 to go here in this second period. Puck chips in front off the boards, and Sydney Jennings able to pick it up there and chip it out. This one will be, is that Sydney or is that Schellenberg again? Again, like I said, I really need to just learn the helmets, because with this Rush team it would be a telltale sign. The Blades, however, they chip it back out, and you know what it is? When I was saying there's a player falling, there is actually, that last stoppage, extended stoppage in play we had, there is an issue with the ice just on the blue line in the Blade zone currently. That is what's causing the players to fall down, and then obviously kind of whatever happens after that is probably still part of that, as this one will be chipped off the boards. I'll fill you in a little bit more about myself and why I'm kind of having a guess on that here in a matter of moments. Bressler plays it up off the boards. It hops off the stick of Regan all the way to Albert, who will load up and get down the ice. Makeff trying to come across the blue line. She can't do it, and it'll be cut off, and back the other way is Regan. Regan will fire the shot off of the stick of Bressler. Now reloads the second shot, and again Bressler with the block to get in front of it. Now a breakaway pass here if they can have it, and coming back the other way is Bradley. Shot fired, goes wide of the net off of something in front, and this one will come to the near side boards. Jennings picks it up there, and this one will be fired around the boards all the way in behind the net. We've gone 11 minutes left in this second period of play. I'd like to welcome you into Cold Lake as we have a second as the play transitions. Here's Ellie Friesen getting into the zone for Beaverlodge. She can't come up with the puck, so it'll be chipped around and cut off there at the blue line by Weiss, and it'll be back into possession for Hannah McGladdery as she retreats, and then fires it ahead. And here's Friesen once again picking it up, coming for a skate in the zone. Inside out with the Blades, and can't get it going past the St. Albert Rush defense. This one now cut off again by Weiss, over to Friesen. Friesen will load up, look to backhand it into the middle. Weiss again loads it up, shot fired, saves Stewart. 10:17 to go here in the second period of play. Logan's just patiently waiting for something to happen here. Waiting for something to get us a replay. Yellowbird will pick it up here and chip it back into the middle. I don't even know how many clips we're on at this point. I think the biggest problem is we've still got it all titled up Jags 2023 dash whatever. 9:57 to go in the second period. The puck finds Stewart in behind the net. She'll cover up, and we will have another stoppage in play. Friends, welcome into Cold Lake. I'm Tyson Dolney. Welcome to Dolney TV, by the way. That's the one thing. You know, I'm giving all these shout outs to everybody this weekend. I better give a shout out to myself. Thank you for checking out my channel here on YouTube. Thank you for checking out my business. And thank you for supporting me as I go through this tournament myself alongside you and alongside everybody involved this weekend. 9:43 to go here in the second period. That's puck is picked up there for the Blades in the rush zone. 9:35 to go in the second period. 3-1 the score. And I want to give a shout out to my regular cast and crew that watches Dolany TV, that was watching back home tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And the shot fired there from Russell, the save from Georgeson. 9:21 to go here in the second period. But I must say, I really appreciate everybody tuning in, whether you're from St. Albertan area, whether you're from Beaverlodge area, somewhere way across the world, but you've got a relation or a reason to be watching this game tonight, or if you're a regular viewer of Dolany TV and you're coming in to support me this weekend, thank you so much for being a part of what I am hoping will be a very successful weekend here in Cold Lake by Sunday evening. The shot fired out of the Blades zone, and now Emmeline McGladdery's got a chance on net if she can get to the puck in time. And what a defensive recovery there from Schellenberg to cut that one off. A great play to hustle back in by Mackenzie Schellenberg. The Blades still have it though. The tip in front, scramble, and down on it in the crease is Amelia Stewart, as that was another dangerous deflection in front by the Beaverlodge Blades. But Amelia Stewart all over it right there to stop that one. 8:53 to go in this second period. I told you that first period seemed to be going on. It was a great period, don't get me wrong, but now all of a sudden this second period zipping on by. That might be a good thing because I haven't had a water as of yet, so we might want a moment to break in the action. How about that? Stewart covers up, and I'll go grab a water rather quickly. Couldn't even crack the water open, unfortunately, so we will see the puck already dropped. 8:35 to go here in this second period of action. And I really shouldn't be leaning over my computer with an open water bottle. That's not good. As there we go, we've got the 50-50, and we'll get the QR code up for you here in a matter of moments. If you want to actually put up both at the same time, that'd be fantastic. There we go. We've got the 50-50 QR code and, of course, the raffle box link for you. We're going to cut back to action here, but that's just quickly for you. We'll leave that up, as that was a beautiful little framing job by our cameraman to keep the play away from the 50-50 graphic for the time being, and we still got it going there for you. The raffle is only open to residents of Alberta. I think at this point, with the online 50-50s and everything we've learned here over the past several years, we're pretty familiar with that, so make sure if you're in Alberta, pick up your 50-50 and support the shot from the point. That was a dangerous looking opportunity there for Kluss. And great work by Logan. He fired that up all on the fly. Literally, while this broadcast is live, he did all that work in the background. So again, it looks like something simple, just putting a picture on the screen and making some text happen, but let me tell you, in the world of live production, it's not as simple as it looks, and that's a beautiful effort there from Logan to clutch up and get us that QR code for today's game. Pass in front, Nielsen denied by Georgeson. Rebound, still loose. Rebound in the crease, scores! Kayla Kluss in front. Finally pots it home for St. Albert, and we've got a 3-2 game. And that was an absolute scramble in the crease. Georgeson save after save. One whack. Two whacks coming in. Albert pushes through, and then spin and fire from Kayla Kluss to put it home. 7:22 left here in this second period. And what did I say right off the top after that first St. Albert goal? If they get within 5 feet of the net, look out. And they score yet again from the top of the blue paint right here to make it a 3-2 hockey game. Maybe I should update the score for you. I think the folks back home would enjoy that. And you see the hands go up, and another great replay of that goal there. Great work again. I'm praising Logan all day. Obviously, Brandon did a great job there framing up so as we could have the 50-50 on the screen for as long as we did. Back into the St. Albert zone, icing call, and we are Gonna have a face-off in the Blade zone with 6:52 to go here in the second period. And you know what? Here's the thing. This game now all of a sudden gets real interesting. A tight one-goal game, and it's been a fun time here so far in this Rink 2 action to begin the morning. Hey, you know what? It's now 9:30. I totally forgot that we started at 8:15 at this point, so that's not a bad thing at all. We were already rocking and rolling, almost an hour and a half into our day, which is not too bad to begin things, as Emmeline McGlattery's going to speed away from Jennings. Shot, fire, scores! Emmeline McGlattery skates into a puck, gets ripping down the ice and beats Stewart to make it a 4-2 game. And that's a heck of a way to respond right there for Beaverlodge. 4-2 now the score with 6:36 to go. And I want to see the replay of that, because Emmeline McGlattery just turns on the Jets, gets down the ice, rips the shot and puts it home to make it a 4-2 hockey game. So just like that, it's back to a 2-goal lead for the Beaverlodge Blades. Mackenzie Schellenberg far side in the St. Albert zone off the ensuing face-off, trying to get it out. It'll be fired back. And there we go. Logan's going to clutch up for me and get this 4-2 score. I've been doing so good, but the one time I forget, somebody's got me. I love this crew. Shot fired there again by McGlattery. Can't get it on net. 6:09 to go here in this second period of play. So 4-2 score between the Blades and the St. Albert Rush in favor of the Blades. The Rush had a chance to pass it out of the zone. It fired off the back of a skate. Looking backdoor across crease. The Blades couldn't queue up the pass. Fisher will load it up again, fire the shot. Save made on the toe by Amelia Stewart. That's been the thing. She's been tested a lot in this tournament, and every time she gives up a goal, she seems to do something like that just a second later. Sticking out the toe on that one for a great robbery save. And I gotta realize here that at some point I gotta get some water in me, or I'm not gonna be able to talk the rest of the day. And there's the shot from the outside. Amelia Stewart literally just, that last shot, stared at it, let it go off the blocker, didn't even flinch. Shot off the glove that time, down in the butterfly, makes the save. 5 minutes to go here in the second period of play. Puck chipped by Regan. Russell will go chasing after it in the corner for the St. Albert Rush. Now I will tell you, it's much more comfortable this game doing the Rush and Blades. Being a little bit familiar with the Blades roster, and obviously this year too, already having a game in with the Rush. It's been a much easier go. The homework, as you could say, has been a lot easier this time round than the first two games yesterday, getting to know 4 new teams. As the puck's going to be picked up and carried as they will rush through the zone. Will the Blades cut into the outside? The shot up high. Save made by Stewart. 4:20 to go here in this second period. That was a great little opening there for Hannah McGlattery, but she just couldn't solve Stewart. And Vicky Evans and Jessica as well. I didn't catch that. Jessica tuning in, update and score for me. Thank you. And Vicky tuning in from Newfoundland. Great coverage. Appreciate the kind compliment, and you're cheering for the Blades as well. If you have any time, you have a YouTube account, and you want to enter the live chat and tell me what's going on back home where you're from. We had at one point, I think last year, I want to say it was Beaverlodge, that had the group of kids from Ontario, the kindergarten class in Ontario cheering in. I want to say that's who it was. It all kind of blurred together, and it's been a year removed at this point. My memory's shady at best, but I want to say that was, even if it wasn't Beaverlodge, we had a group of kindergarten kids from Ontario tuning into the live stream. And of course, seeing Newfoundland, right? I love seeing that. We're kind of seeing the global reach of the live streams here in Cold Lake. It's something, as a kid that was born and raised in Cold Lake, it's a small city. Not even a town. We are officially a city here in Cold Lake. But your world is pretty big in Cold Lake, but you don't realize how big the world really is when you spend 20 of your first 22 years living in Cold Lake. So that's kind of the nice part about these live streams now, having done what I've done over the past 5-6 years. Getting to see how really big the world is and how spread out everybody can really be. It's pretty fantastic, to be honest with you. 3:20 to go here as the Blades are trying to clear it out of their own zone. It'll be cut off there from McGladdery's stick, and they'll come back. That's Hannah McGladdery that time. This will be picked up and chipped off a couple of skates, and now skating away with it is Emmeline McGladdery again to the forehand shot, denial, rebound chance, and another big save by Stewart. And Emmeline McGladdery getting her chances now, and with 3 minutes exactly left here in this second period, it's a 4-2 score for the Blades. You see that replay, or is that live? Yeah, that was the replay. A couple of big denials there from Stewart again, keeping her team sniffing around that 2-goal deficit kind of situation. One puck. I mean, that's kind of the beauty of a tournament like this. If it's a 2-goal game, one puck goes in the net and suddenly it's wide open. And this one's going to go shot fired towards the net, and we're going to have a stoppage and an arm up, and we will have a cross check being whistled. I don't know, did you replay out that? Are you able to cue that up? I missed that penalty there, but it'll be either way. Daguerre going to the box here for the St. Albert Rush. I'm going to take a second as the Beaverlodge Blades queue up the power play. They'll literally pound the water. 2:47 to go as the puck drops and Haley Rodriguez picks it up. This will be played over to the near side. Shot, one-timer actually queued up. And the denial by Stewart again as Rodriguez will set up. We'll look for the one-timer here from Weiss, but fire the shot on the point shot there this time. McGladdery gets back to Rodriguez. Now Rodriguez skating down, looking for a shooting lane. Back to the point to Fisher. Fisher will work it to the near side to Weiss. Weiss will skate around here and go back to the point, and a miscue off the end of the stick kind of forces Fisher into making a save at the blue line to keep the power play going here. It's rolling the shot, tipped in front, blocked wide of the net. As Rodriguez will fire it cross seam to the high point here on the near side, picked up by Finley Weiss. She'll skate around the zone and now open up Fisher. They're looking for the one-timer for Rodriguez. She couldn't cue it up and had to skate to stick it and get it down low off the pads of Stewart to the near side now on the pass from McGladdery to Weiss. This is about as dominant of a power play situation as I've seen at any point in this tournament. The Blades are absolutely whipping around the puck. I know Patrick was talking about their shorthanded prowess, but this is looking phenomenal here. Great work. Obviously a lot of work goes in over the season to get some practice in to figure out how to handle situations like this, and this is as great of a power play as I've seen through the first 3 games here in this rink as the Beaverlodge Blades continue to play the puck around, get open looks, and fire shots on net. That one deflects wide of the net, goes back up high in the zone to Fisher. She'll load up the shot again, fired, save made by Stewart, and then there's a little whack there by Rose Pattershuk that drew some hands in front from St. Albert. And we will have a stoppage in play with a minute to go. 4-2 to go here in this, or there's a score, sorry. Minute to go in this second period. Still, it's only 9:30. Stay with me. 50 seconds remain here in this second period to play as that puck comes out, and now a shorthand, sorry, not a shorthanded break. Daguerre breaks the box, which means we're back to even strength, and she almost had a break there. Puck goes right in front. That's going to be picked up by Hannah McGladdery, gets it out to the middle of the ice. That shot fired towards the bench. Jennings will play the puck and fire it back down into the zone. We got about 25 seconds to go here in the second period of play. Puck is tied up along the far side boards. Arcan had gone down. It'll be now to the point where Bressler tries to keep it in, but it'll be back the other way. Regan and Horseman are back for the Blades. 2-on-2 though, as getting back into the play was Taylor Makiff to deny that chance, and it'll be off a skate and a last second chip by Regan. Almost fooled Stewart, but time expired as the puck was on its way to the net, so we will have another intermission here in Cold Lake. It's a 4-2 score for the Beaverlodge Blades. And while Logan cues up the commercials, the ads, whatever you want to say, I will queue up our message from, well, my message from Radon Care here in Alberta, measurement and mitigation, taking care of any problem you have with radon in your home. The best part about radon issues is any home can be fixed. Friends, I'll step aside for a second and get you going with. Hey friends, I'm Tyson Dolany here for Radon Care Measurement and Mitigation, just to talk to you about radon exposure here in Alberta. Over the past year, Health Canada has sent out pamphlets to Albertan residences encouraging homeowners to test their houses for potential radon exposure. Today I want to tell you a little bit about what Radon Care can do for you in that process. Radon Care is a C-NRPP certified radon measurement and mitigation company, and if you visit radoncare.ca, they have an array of testing options to let you figure out if indeed you have a radon issue within your house. And if you do, Radon Care is also a certified mitigation specialist for radon. And the benefit there is, guess what? Any home can be fixed. So my friends, when you're talking radon next, whether it be at the dinner table, whether you're on radoncare.ca later today, tell them Tyson Dolany sent you from Dolany TV. And thanks for tuning in this weekend to the U18 Female B Hockey Alberta Provincial Championships live from Cold Lake. All right, it's Tyson Olney joining you high atop Rink 2 here as we get set for this third period of action. We're about 7.5 minutes away from it getting underway. I just want to welcome everybody into the stream. Haven't really had a good chance to connect as of yet here on the broadcast, but really do appreciate everybody tuning in. I think, as I said yesterday on a couple of the broadcasts, my best measurement of success this weekend will be the numbers. Did they outdo last year? Did we achieve better? And that's kind of the big thing. Is I know last year we had a pretty successful tournament, so I'm asking for a lot, but I know that last year, if it was that successful and we're capable of so much more this year, you folks back home will definitely reward us with the results. And I know so far through 2 games you have, and this one so far has been just as phenomenal here in Cold Lake to start Saturday morning. So I really appreciate everybody tuning in. I can't say that enough, but I do have to make a big mention here. I've mentioned it a couple of times, but you never know who's listening when. Quite literally, you never know who's listening when. That's the beauty of YouTube at this point for what I do. But just to say, the host committee, the sponsors, everybody who stepped up and made this weekend happen. I think there's only really been, in the past year, early on, like I'd say pretty much after the tournament's finished last year, to about September, there was really only one real big appetite for this tournament to happen here in Cold Lake again, and that was me pushing hard for it. I will be honest with that. I wanted this to happen again, and Cold Lake got the opportunity to step up and do it again, and the parents of the players, the tournament board, the city of Cold Lake, and of course the sponsors, the great businesses here in Cold Lake, stepped up and got the job done for us. So that is so incredible that we get the opportunity to do it again this year, and everybody runs it back, steps up, and does the job. And all along I get what I was asking for, and I really appreciate obviously the effort put in by everybody to make this happen this year. And I guess too, to say this can all go by the wayside a little bit too if you don't watch back home, if you don't come down to the rink, right? I mean, I don't know who I'm talking to when I'm live on these live streams. That's quite honestly an assumption that I have to make every time. But if you've already been down to the Cold Lake Energy Center here this weekend, or you were here last year at one point, I really appreciate you being along, because honestly, is we put together this big show. Obviously, the broadcast is kind of how everybody who can't make it sees it. But for those of you that come on down to the Energy Center, check out both rinks. You get to see kind of how much effort truly goes into this weekend. And it's not unique to Cold Lake. Obviously, every provincial board, every provincial tournament that happens across the province, a lot of work goes into them. But it's seeing it firsthand for me. Seeing it back home firsthand for me means so much, because I've always known how great of a community Cold Lake is when it comes to stepping up and putting on a show. And now 10 years into this broadcasting career of mine, and I guess to be said, coming back home after being absent for an entire year since the last tournament gets to absolutely be special and see it again firsthand, because it's a great reminder of what truly makes Cold Lake special. I mean, we got a beautiful lake here. If you ever get the chance to visit in the summer, I tell you, get a fishing charter out on Cold Lake. I've already got that planned for a bachelor party this summer, but let me tell you, it's a beautiful place in the summer, but anytime during hockey season, it's a gorgeous place as well. And it's not just because of the facilities or the town, it's because of the people and the great businesses that make it happen here in Cold Lake. All right, we're just about set for this third period of play. The Blades, the St. Albert Rush, are back on the ice. We still got 3 minutes technically left in the intermission, but I guess they've had enough of me yammering on about how great of a job we're doing here in Cold Lake this weekend, and I guess they want to get back to the hockey. And that's not anyone directing me. That's the girls on the ice saying, let's get this thing going. There's a hockey game to be played here. And I think after 2 great periods of what is a 4-2 score, both teams are probably rip-roaring in that dressing room to get back out there. honestly, I'd say there's probably some players on both sides that didn't even want to go to the dressing room the way that late second period was going. But there is, I've been talking about all the great work from Logan this weekend. That again was done on the fly here while we are producing this broadcast live for you. Gets that nice animation done, and we will transition to live coverage here in Rink 2 for period number 3. And like I said, you see them dancing around out there on the ice, getting ready, skating around, and getting the blood flowing again for this third period, the St. Albert Rush. They are, and I don't know if that was purposeful. That looked like maybe a little bit on purpose, but again, yeah, okay, there's, yeah, they're having a little bit of fun down there. But yeah, no, I think both teams are probably very fired up to get to things here in this third period, and I'm just as fired up. I just had to take a minute to sit down and tell you all that, but definitely fired up. And I think if we don't drop the puck here, I'm going to step aside one more. I don't think we got time. We'll make sure to get it done before the end of the broadcast here. But I do want to mention again, just as we queue up, one more housekeeping note. You see on the scoreboard, Radon Care Measurement and Mitigation. You obviously have heard me talk about them all tournament long. They are the presenting sponsor here on Rink 2. Andrew and the team, when I asked, hey, would you be interested in potentially advertising here in Cold Lake and obviously supporting a great local tournament that I'm going to be a part of? I know Andrew personally. I deal with him on a weekly basis. He is a great man. Obviously a great business here, Radon Care, taking care of the radon issues in households across Alberta. If you do get a chance, visit radoncare.ca and make sure to take a look around, get some education, get a testing kit, and find out what the situation in your house is when it comes to radon, because you'll want to know. If you don't know already, if I haven't mentioned it enough on the streams as of yet, radon exposure is the leading cause of lung cancer for non-smokers. So again, I heard that the first time about 4 years ago. There is due reason why you should be measuring your house for radon exposure. All right, let's get to it. The referees at center ice. Maybe somewhere in there I should have taken a drink of water. Tim, welcome in. As we are going to get set for this. I got the good morning from Tim. The rest of you just got a morning, by the way. 4-2. The score for the Beaverlodge Blades to kick off this period. Logan and Brandon still here with me in this third period as we get things started off with a little bit of a neutral zone battle, back and forth, stick to stick, and we will have a penalty upcoming for a tripping call. And I mean, she knew it. She was at the box. Russell was standing there before the call was made, and we will have a 5-on-4 opportunity, for the for the Beaverlodge Blades. I'm firing here. As this one's gonna be a one-time opportunity there for Rodrigue. Couldn't get it on net. It went into the corner. And I've got a terrible vantage point here for this power play, but you kind of know what you're expecting after that first one. And there's Amelia Stewart making the save and sprawling out on it again. And she's just going to have a little bit of fun with it. Let me take my time getting up, get the penalty killers a few minutes of rest, as they would look like they're going to go for a line change too. And it just got to get the camera on this. The Beaverlodge Blades, Beaver, roaming around here. We'll see if we can't get that one down there. It's going down. Just a little crowd shot there. Have to get that in there. We've been trying to get that in all broadcast long. Either way, let's get back to the power play. Minute 44 to go, or minute 41 left on the power play. Face-off won by the Blades. They will set up that tactical power play they had earlier in this game. Looking to repeat that success, but this one cleared out, and that'll be played off the back of the net by Georgeson. It's battling there, and Weiss will pick it up and carry it away from the net and carry it up through. And here's Haley Rodrigue skating around Schellenberg with a quick stick to deny the chance to the middle. Rodrigue was still with the puck, though, skating around. She'll come back to the high point. And this will be Fisher with it. Fisher will go across to Weiss. Weiss will stack up and go along the boards. Nielsen ties her up there. Daisy Nielsen doing a good job with the stick to keep the Blades at bay for a second. Here's Fisher over to Rodrigue. Can't get it into the wheelhouse for the one-timer. Now backdoor for the one-timer. And McGladdery and Weiss were both looking for that puck, and it tips on wide, but it's a good pickup from Weiss, able to come up with it and get it back to Fisher. Fisher fires the shot block in front there by Kluss, and it'll be once again loading up. Fisher to get the shot. There's the one-timer from Rodrigue. It was a good one on the pad of Stewart. And the rebound in front was cleared out by the Rush. They'll try to get back the other way. Daisy Nielsen coming up with this puck. She'll chip it at the boards. But the Rush now will be content to get it back into their own zone with 22 seconds to go in the power play and just play off the clock. McGladdery good with knock down there, and she'll get back to the attack. These Beaverlodge power play still kind of out there. Only really 2 players remaining from the top unit. Shot fired, save made, rebound Regan, and another denial, or that puck went wide, as that was a good looking chance right in front. We'll have to get the replay in a second here from Logan, but 17:41 to go in this third period. We're back to 5-on-5. Regan's going to roll around the zone, and yeah, there we go. Cue it back right there, and we'll be good to go. I'm just watching Logan work on the fly. I mean, this is stuff that stresses me the heck out, watching the replay work being done live on the hot changes, but it's beautiful. This one shot fired into the corner. Jennings will pick it up for the St. Albert Rush. And we're just queuing up that replay. Next stoppage in play. Trust me, we'll play it because that was a good-looking shot, and then obviously everything that happened from there. As I know Logan would really appreciate. Hold on, we got Marissa Albert going down the ice for a skate. She'll fire the shot. It was a good defensive recovery there for the Beaverlodge Blades. Violet Patershuk gets back defensively and able to stop it there for them. DeGur will pick up the puck. She'll play it in the neutral zone up to Brashew for the Rush. It'll be fired on to Georgeson, and now we can queue up that replay. I just want to show you this as this one goes in behind, and we're going to play it here. So this is the shot fired, save kicks right in front, and Regan is right on the doorstep, and that close to making it 5-2. And we are so close. Oh man. If that face-off would have taken any longer, you would have been seeing Beaverlodge's mascot. I promise you that much. Here's the chance now. 16:33 to go in this third period of play, as the puck will come to the near side. It'll be played out into the neutral by the Blades. Backhanded back to Jennings. And it'll be chopped off the boards now on the initial zone entry by Rodrigue. I'm trying to work in the water here so as we're good to go the length of the game here. So just pardon me if I dip out for a second, but this one picked up by Fisher. McGladdery will get it going up the ice. And Jan, I think I missed your comment. Oh my goodness, I'm missing everything today. A good looking chance at the side of the net, but the Blades can't cash in, and here's Brashew coming back the other way. It'll be a nice defensive recovery once again for the Blades there. Rose Patershuk. Sorry, is that Rose Patershuk? That's Maria Desjardins, sorry, coming back defensively for the Blades. And this one will be chipped in. So I just want to make mention of Jan's comment, cheering the St. Albert Rush from Mesa, Arizona. So there you have it. We're in Newfoundland. We're in northwestern Alberta. We're in central Edmonton area. And we're in Mesa, Arizona this afternoon. So, or this morning. This morning. It's still only 9:53. What am I going to be doing at 9 o'clock tonight? I know I'm calling a hockey game, but oh boy, I might be thinking it's Monday already. Might be hoping it's Monday already, to be honest with you. All right, the puck picked up in the neutral zone on the zone clear by the Rush. The Blades will fire it back into the Rush then. We chop there by Bressler, looking to get off the attack of the Blades, as that time it was Rose Patershuk on the puck. And this one will be fired back to the Blades defense, standing tall at their own blue line. Fired in there, it's Lindley Harper. She'll fire another shot off the glove of Stewart, who has not been tested, I don't think, near as much as it felt like those first two periods. The shot blocked in front. Diving in front of it was Bradley. Still on the attack. The shot, another save by Stewart. Rebound opportunity, scores! Just like that, 5-2, as Hannah McGladdery picks up her own rebound in front. and puts it home to make it a 5-2 game for the Beaverlodge Blades. I mean, that's the old definition, take it to the net, and that was a great effort there. As here's the rebound opportunity goal, and there's the shot. Rebound comes off, and look at that stick work by Hannah McGlattery, extending the one hand to pick up the puck, get back 2 hands on the stick, and tuck it home on the backhand. That's about as pretty of an individual effort on a rebound opportunity you're going to see. And that was a good work there by the Blades on that goal. And now loading up Haley Rodriguez. The shot fired, and that one blocked there by DeGur. As we continue to go along this morning, Rodriguez firing up the shot, blocked down by Schellenberg. And I'm just going to Logan, I'm just going to sneak over top of you here and grab one of my Dolany TV stickers. I'm sure there's a young fan in the stand here that would lose their mind over getting a free sticker, and I'd love to make somebody's morning, but we'll have to wait for that opportunity here, as it will be a cover by Stewart. As we continue to go along. And of course, anyone watching here in Cold Lake, if you're just roaming around the rink and you're wondering how the heck do I get a hold of the Tyson Dolan and Dolany TV to potentially ever do this for me, this is something I just want to self-advertise for a quick moment. I've got business cards here on location, so definitely come on down, see me here in Rink 2. Glad to shake your hand, get to know you a little bit, and of course, talk to you about potentially doing something here. As Emmeline McGlattery again speeding away to the attack. The forehand shot denied by Stewart. And again, McGlattery gets going down the ice, motoring, and just like last night, this time Stewart has the answer. 13:39 to go in this third period. This game's been a doozy. And this may be one of those finishes where, in my good friend Mikey V's words, giddy up. 13:30 here in this third period, 5-2, like I said. And obviously now the Blades with it in their own zone, cutting around behind the net is Weiss. Chased there by Kluss. As Kayla Kluss was, sorry, do I got that right? Yeah, I do. Kayla Kluss, I was looking at the wrong line. Plays it back there, and now Mackenzie Schellenberg will chase into her own zone to play the puck. She'll get it up the boards. McGlattery, Emmeline McGlattery that is, will cut the puck off and wrap around the net. Another save made by Stewart. Tries to chip it in front, does McGlattery. Can't get it going as it's cut off there, but it goes back to the blue line. And now this is all of a sudden one of those moments where it got unusually quiet for about a brief second, and I was like having one of those moments. What the heck's happening here? The Blades, though, still running the opportunities in the zone. Shot fired, save, rebound, and stopped in front. And we've got a penalty on that scrum in front, as there will be a slashing call upcoming against the Blades. It will be Rose Pattershuk going to the box for the Blades. So that's two little scrums in front of the net. We didn't see much of that last night, and now here early on in the morning, we've got two teams engaged in a pretty hotly contested battle so far in terms of how tight it's been. Yes, it's 5-2. I know it's a 3-goal lead, but this has been a very close game, and obviously both goaltenders keeping their teams a chance. And a little bit of emotion getting ramped up here as we go along here in this one between the Blades and Rush. The chance now, as the Blades will set up their power play. We'll see what they feature here as they get a pass down low. They can't get it through the middle cleanly, though. It'll be fired down the length of the ice there by the Blades. Picking it up is Jennings for the Rush. Sydney Jennings fired it off the boards, but the Rush were unable to clear the zone. It'll come back to the near side now. Picked up there for a brief moment by Nielsen. Nielsen is able to work it down to the Blade zone. I guess I was going to say down the boards, but that one ended up all the way in the Blade zone. And now this one will be tied up near the face-off dot, carrying out the attempted clear by the Blades, and it'll be chipped up now by Haley Rodriguez, who gets it down the length of the ice. Sydney Jennings plays that puck to the near side boards. The Rush will bat it off the boards there. Fedorovic gets it down. The shot fired right back in by the Blades, and Jennings will once again pick it up for St. Albert. That one tipped there by Kayla Kluss at the blue line. Now picked up by Regan of the Blades on a pass from the defender. Nielsen will play this one across. Can't get it to go cleanly through the middle in this Rush power play. Yet to generate a really good look on net, but we've got still 30 seconds to go. as we continue along here in Game 1 of action on Saturday morning. Rush looking to get this off the stick of the Blades here in their own end. The shot fired, save made. Stewart didn't even know that was coming, and luckily just hits her right standing up. Took a nasty hop though too. Shot fired, and that one, not quite the deflection that I think the Blades were looking for, as it goes right off the knee of Madison House. And she will be able to turn and burn it back into the Rush zone as the penalty is now over. It's a 5-2 game with 10:30 to go here for the Blades. It'll be along those near side boards. Broshu will fire it down the boards. And this one will go into that corner. And we've got a lineup of fans along the boards, or along the railing here. I don't know if you can kind of know, you see the stands, but my sight lines are a little bit messy, and trust me, when we get into that semi-final tomorrow morning, you will see this rink pack up quite heavily. And I mean, it's a lot more packed than it was yesterday in here, so that's a nice welcome sign. I'm sure everybody kind of getting here after work yesterday, so that's kind of where we're at. Is any extended family members that were going to make the trip to Cold Lake? I imagine Saturday was the bigger ticket than Friday afternoon, as this one's fired back by the Blades down the ice after the Rush had an opportunity to keep the puck in for a little bit of an extended period of time. This one's fired out by the Rush out of their own zone, back into the neutral zone. Bleeds all the way into the Blades zone, where they will try and come up with this. But a nifty steal here by Marissa Albert. She's got some room. She's going to fire the shot. And once again, Violet Pattershuk just gets a stick in the way, deflects the shot wide, and the St. Albert Rush chance goes by the wayside. Sydney Jennings fires it in for St. Albert. 9:08 to go here in this third period of play. Puck fired off the boards to the near side, and now DeGur will fire it. Kicked save and a beauty on the block there by Bradley Fisher. Now Violet Pattershuk again backhanding this one out to an open area. It hit a Rush player, but well, they were able to clear it. The Blades were, and now back the other way, chasing it down, Grace DeGur. She's got it. She's going to play it off of the skates there of the Blades number 22, Jada Horseman. And this one will be worked out back the other way by the Rush. They'll get over center and rip a shot towards the net. Actually almost worked out as it deflected up off the glove of Violet Pattershuk and then almost onto the stick for the Rush. Now DeGur will once again hit center, chip it in. 8:52 to go here in this third period of play. And we will... Did I say 8:52? I think I did. 8:15 to go. Sorry, my apologies. I saw the 5 and the 2, and it's 9:30 in the morning, and things just happen. But we continue to go along the way here. And I just want to make mention, as we have a whistle there, Michelle, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're tuning in from again, right? I mean, I guess technically tuning in Newfoundland now, it would be the afternoon, so I gotta now change my time zone preferences here a little bit. But Michelle, good day to you, and welcome in as you're cheering for St. Albert. And how about this, a chance and a denial there. A good opportunity for the Beaverlodge Blades as Kiana Ehrenberg busted free. She's denied though by Amelia Stewart, and everybody patting her on the back. They know that was a good opportunity, and Amelia Stewart though makes the save, as this one will be tied back. And one there by the Rush after a few sticks clapped at the puck, and now back the other way. Here comes Hall. Hall across the blue line. It's not going to get there though. And the Rush will once again jam it in to the Blades zone. This one, perhaps the most intriguing game so far this weekend on Rink 2. And I mean, I guess I'm going to say that game by game by game, because let me tell you, game by game by game, they're going to get better and better. And here's Pissamy Yellowbird. She's going to fire this shot from the outside. That one goes off of the block in front, and it will be worked around the boards to the near side. Another opportunity for the Blades to get it out. They can't. Russell will cut it off, and Nielsen out there will chip it into the near side corner. I was going to say far side. I wish it was the far side, to be honest with you. 6:50 to go here, as that'll be picked up by Kluss for a brief second. Shot fired again from the point there by Hall. Can't get it through cleanly. as that one will be picked up. Finley Weiss will play it back to the boards. Far side, high point. Worked down by the Rush for a moment before it's chipped out. And Bressler will have to be content to fire it in after the Blades narrowly cleared the puck. We've got 6:30 remaining here in this third period as time continues to wind away. The Rush, they aren't going away here though. They're making the Blades work for it here in this period. But here's again Emmeline McGladdery speeding away to Mariah Desjardins. Oh, the pass in front just taps off her stick a little too far to get the shot off. But again, that speed of Emmeline McGladdery coming up huge. And I believe we had her here at the tournament last year as well. And now that I've seen a couple of chances, I want to say I remember a little bit of magic there from her as well last year. So as this one will be worked out by the Rush. Shot fired back the other way. And worked around the boards to the far side. Haley Rodrigue will pick it up in the Rush zone. Rodrigue dances one defender. Gets back to the point, works it there. McGladdery cuts it off, and then it's a nice chip play by Daisy Nielsen to get it going back the other way. And Nielsen in a race with Rodrigue. Oh, battles Rodrigue, still skates it. Shot fired, save from Georgeson. And that was a nice individual effort to battle through a couple of opportunities to knock it away from her by Daisy Nielsen, and the save made by Natalie Georgeson. So both goaltenders going lane for lane, but Fedorovic has taken, was it a chop or an X? Slashing call to Fedorovic here in this late third period with 5:24 to go. So Fedorovic takes a penalty for the St. Albert Rush, down 3, and the Blades will head to the power play. And you can kind of hear some beep boops in the background, I guess you could say. I guess they're probably, it sounds like they're disconnecting the music source every time we get back to action. We had an issue yesterday with the audio and the music playing during the games, so it looks like that's how they've decided to correct it. And I mean, as long as it works, I'm all for it. And with 4:59 to go, the Blades power play yet to truly set up, half a minute in. As the Rush doing their thing, killing off this penalty and looking to maybe get a shorthanded opportunity here. You know, imagine how much life a shorthanded marker here would give the St. Albert Rush. The Blades, though, looking to bury him and put him away. They're up 3, and a fourth goal would all but do it here, other than bleeding down the clock from there on out. As this will be worked back, and again, a denial on the zone entry, so the Blades yet to set up that power play. And I mean, you saw it in the second period. They had an absolute amazing workmanship effort on that power play, retrieving pucks, passing the puck, setting up open lanes, and we haven't seen quite that same effort yet on this one, or I even believe the last one. Here we go, we're going to get this one set up. The Blades obviously getting things rolling here. This will be worked across. Here stepping in is Violet Patershuk. The shot save made by Stewart. Back to the blue line, and it will come out of the zone. This one worked there now by Hannah McGladdery as she skates around the neutral, looking for an open lane. 22 seconds remaining on the PP. This one will go back for Patershuk, who spins off the defender. Shot fired, goes wide of the net that time, and we got 13 seconds remaining as this one goes back. And I mean, here's the nice part. As long as I keep mentioning the time, we've got the scoreboard and everything, so we're usually taken care of. But if there is ever a need to view the scoreboard for those of you watching back at home, just throw it in the comments. Let me know, and I'd be really love to get it going. So this one's going to be shot back the other way as Fedorovic out of the box now. She'll get it right to the attack. Shot fired off the pads, and Makif just couldn't get the stick there for the rebound. That one kicked out of ways. And back on the retrieval, the Rush get back, and here's loading up Fedorovic again. She'll fire it in, and I just want to take a second here to, hold on, my stream's a little bit not so good there for a second. I just want to mention Jesse's comment here, but Emmeline McGladdery's got the puck. We'll give a second here. Oh, that one goes past Madison House. This gets back in the neutral zone. I'll get to Jesse's comment in a minute, but as this one will be carried by Bradley. Okay, looks like we've got, nope, that is a good forechecking effort there by the Blades to keep that one alive. And now back the other way, Tori Arcan's going to pick up this puck. She can't get it going for the attack, so I just now want to get to Jesse's comment, shouting out Kiana Ehrenberg from the Blades from her dad in Nanaimo, British Columbia. So we've got Newfoundland, we've got British Columbia. There you go. Just like that here on the live stream on Dolany TV this afternoon. Shot fired there by Mariah Desjardins. She can't get it through, so now to the far side boards as it's fired to the middle. We've got 2 minutes remaining here in the St. Albert Rush. Look to clear the zone. Did you guys actually bring snacks today? That is thinking. That is thinking. As this one's going to be worked by McGladdery. Loading up his house. She'll fire the shot. Kick save by Amelia Stewart. And Emmeline McGladdery will once again hop on that puck. She's been buzzing all game. This one will be worked to the middle. Shot fired again. Save. Didn't need to be made by Stewart, and I don't think it was, as it goes by the wayside once again and back down into the Blades zone. And Michelle. All right, Michelle wants to give a shout out to all the teams in the tournament this weekend, and a great job. And a shot fired. Haley Rodrigue from a distance out, clips post and puts it home. And it is 6-2 for the Blades here late in the third period. And you can see here, just in the background, we've got the bench kind of showing you everything. Here's the replay. Shot scores. And that was just a wicked release there from Haley Rodrigue. And we, if you watched the tournament last year, we know what Haley Rodrigue is capable of at any given moment. And that replay again there, just a wicked release. Watch this. She just steps in and shoots that puck and puts it home on Amelia Stewart. And it was really good to see her teammate for Stewart came over. Gave her a big pep talk there, and we will finish off this game with a $1:05 to go in this third period. I mean, what I really love about this Provincials tournament and what made it so special last year is the players on the ice, man. They love to cheer for each other. They live to be out there battling with each other, and obviously, too, the support they show in any little bit of, right, if a player goes down, if a bad goal goes in, if a tough goal goes in, if the game doesn't go the way they want, everyone's out there. They've got each other's back, and they're fighting for each other, and it's absolutely beautiful to see game in, game out here at the tournament. As we are going to wrap this one up the last 30 seconds here as the Blades just continue the pressure in the rush zone. It'll go back to the blue line. Weiss will keep it in. But again, another great game turned in here from both teams here in Rink 2 action on Cold Lake. And the worst part is, after this one, I'm already halfway through my schedule on Rink 2 this year. That kind of sucks, to be honest with you. I would really love to have everything just over here doing my own thing, but obviously the gold medal game will be on Dolany TV, and you hear the final buzzer in the background. A 6-2 final for the Beaverlodge Blades over top of the St. Albert Rush, and everybody heads on over to the goaltenders. One team in support of their goaltender who turned in a great effort, and one team in support of a victory. And it will be a 6-2 final for the Beaverlodge Blades following what was a pretty awesome game here to start our morning off. And now I think, as I said at one point in the stream, a nap in my driver's seat of my car. I guess we should have updated that again. Thank you for noticing that, Logan. A nap in my driver's seat in my car awaits me here for the next about hour, but we will talk to you friends here in the next little bit. We've got St. Albert's next game in a little while here on Rink 2. We will have all 3 round robin games for St. Albert, but coming up next, I gotta find this as we just load up for this one. I gotta check the start time because I've been kind of wonky with it, but I believe the next start time is 1:30 this afternoon here on Rink 2. And let me just load up the old live streams, as we've got St. Albert and the 3Cs Coyotes. So St. Albert, I guess the design of this tournament this year with the long time breaks between was to ensure teams weren't necessarily playing traditional back-to-back in a provincial tournament. So this one a back-to-back, but with a good extended break in between. And St. Albert will finish, sorry, no, is that correct? Yes, St. Albert will finish their round robin against the 3Cs Coyotes. Then the nightcap this evening at 6 p.m., the GHC Inferno face the Beaverlodge Blades. So that's why I'm mentioning both games, because both teams from these games will be involved in the last 2 games of the Saturday here on Rink 2. Heart and Hustle and MVP is next. I don't know if we've got a mic this game or not to announce that, so we'll see what ends up happening here. But obviously, two great games turned in here, or two great teams turned in a great game here between the St. Albert Rush and Beaverlodge Blades. It's been my pleasure to have the call for you. We'll finish off the festivities here, and here we go. Heart and Hustle goes to Haley Rodriguez of the Beaverlodge Blades, finishing off with that goal. And obviously, as I said, I was impressed with her effort last year, and again this year she turns in a pretty impressive performance in the first game I get to watch this afternoon. And MVP is Hannah McGlattery for the Beaverlodge Blades in a 6-2 final. Of course, now the St. Albert Rush. Number 9, Daisy Nielsen will grab the Heart and Hustle for the St. Albert Rush in this one. And then we will have the MVP, and we can get to a little bit of a break in the action, my friends. And number 7, Kayla Kluss, picks up the MVP award for this morning's game here on Rink 2 for St. Albert. The picture, and that will wrap things up. The stick taps. And you love to see it, right? Like I was saying, everybody loves to be out there battling with their teammates, battling against each other, and having a good weekend here in Cold Lake. Thank you so much for tuning in to this morning's broadcast here on Dolany TV. As I said, if you're at the rink at any point this weekend, what I want you to do, if you're in Rink 2 or if you're over in Rink 1 and you want to wander over to Rink 2, thank you. Definitely come see me. I've got stickers for the kids. I've got business cards for those of you that want to potentially rewatch the live streams. I've got business cards for those of you interested in potentially having me out to broadcast this, because I will tell you, I have got a pretty incredible crew, and I would love to do this with them a lot more. As Patrick Phillips joining us over here on Rink number 2 now, following the conclusion of the host game on Rink 1. But my friends, I am up on out of here for the time being. I will catch you 1 o'clock this afternoon as we get set then for the St. Albert Rush. And I've already forgotten who. Let me see. RMH. I've got this going. RMH, the 3Cs Coyotes. There we go. It's been a long morning, but thank you for tuning in. I will catch you soon. Measurement mitigation, just to talk to you about radon exposure here in Alberta. Over the past year, Health Canada has sent out pamphlets to Albertan residences encouraging homeowners to test their houses for potential radon exposure. Today I want to tell you a little bit about what Radon Care can do for you in that process. Radon Care is a C-NRPP certified radon measurement and mitigation company. And if you visit radoncare.ca, they have an array of testing options to let you figure out if indeed you have a radon issue within your house. And if you do, Radon Care is also a certified mitigation specialist for radon. And the benefit there is, guess what? Any home can be fixed. So my friends, when you're talking radon next, whether it be at the dinner table, whether you're on radoncare.ca later today, tell them Tyson Dolany sent you from Dolany TV, and thanks for tuning in this weekend to the U18 Female B Hockey Alberta Provincial Championships live from Cold Lake.